Book of Revelation is about this question: where does your allegiance lie? Early Christians were willing to have skin in the game. So John is writing. He has a vision from God, a revelation. He's writing down what he saw. One of the things he saw in this vision is this in Revelation chapter 5. He says, I looked and I heard the voices of many angels surrounding the throne and the living creatures and the elders. So picture, they numbered myriads of myriads and thousands of thousands singing with full voice these words, worthy is the Lamb that was slaughtered to receive power and wealth and wisdom and might and honor and glory and blessing. What is happening here? Now, I want to pick up where I left off last week. Do you remember what I said last week about the book of Revelation? That there is some radical, countercultural, even dissident stuff in there that if you don't know the time that Revelation was written in, or the culture it was written in, or the media that was going on when it was written, or the news cycle when Revelation was written, you miss some really cool stuff. And that's okay. That's why we do this, right? One of the most dangerous sentences you could say in the ancient Roman world is this sentence. 3 words. Jesus is Lord. That sentence could get you arrested, thrown in prison, thrown to the lions in the Colosseum if you said, Jesus is Lord. Why? Because the motto, the bumper sticker, the insignia on a coin, the banners flying over government buildings said, Caesar is Lord. So if you are saying Jesus is Lord, you are saying Caesar is not written. And John does something that I did not learn until a couple months ago. Revelation is written during the time of the Roman Emperor Domitian. He's persecuting Christians. He's killing Christians left and right. And he would have these parades that would come into your town. Oh, the emperor is coming. Yay! And he had his own priesthood, like his own priests. And they would sing songs and they would do processions, with banners and trumpets and the priests, doing their thing. And they'd come through town. And everyone had to come out and line the streets for the procession. And you better hope that the secret police didn't take down your name because you stayed home sick that day. Like, just staying home when the emperor came down the street could get you executed. So here's the interesting thing I learned about these processions that the emperor would do. The priests would sing hymns. And one of the hymns that they used to sing is, you are worthy, our Lord and our God, to receive honor and power and blessing and might, because through you all things are created and have their being. Sound familiar? I feel like the Apostle John wove into this letter, oh, you think you're worthy of honor and power and blessing and might, and you think it was through you knucklehead, that everything was created and have your being? Thanks so much. I'm going to steal that, and now we're going to sing it to the actual God of the universe. You fool. There's a little bit of edginess in Christianity that we sometimes forget. If you were to read this letter out loud in your church and one of the secret police happened to come to church that day, he'd report back to the emperor and be like, do you know what these people are doing? They stole the hymn to you. and are ascribing it to Jesus. And they say Jesus is Lord during their church service. So as cool as it sounds, we have to remember this was real life in the first century with some real consequences. And what we should hold on to is this. Early Christians were willing to have skin in the game for worshiping Jesus Christ. They were willing to have serious skin in the game. Like, if church got hard, they still did it. If following Jesus got hard, they still did it. I would even suggest, if you read the earliest Christians, the harder it got, the more they often leaned in. And we should take them as our model. Now, but what the book of Revelation is ultimately about, and why it's so beautiful, is it paints these beautiful pictures of worship and stuff. The book of Revelation is about this question: where does your allegiance lie? And if you are suffering because your allegiance lies with Jesus, you will be vindicated one day. Really great line from one of the scholars I read says this: do you know how God vindicates himself when God is being defamed and dishonored and blasphemed? According to the book of Revelation, he vindicates himself by vindicating you. We all have to check and ask ourselves if there's anywhere that our allegiance is not completely aligned with Jesus Christ. And we need to let go of the ways it's not. And if our allegiance is aligned with Jesus, we will be vindicated if we are suffering because of him.